Now for the employer, this is again risk-free because we had to put a hook in for our employers. Employer is a buyer's market, so the employer had the opportunity to hire a variety of individuals. So what's going to make them look seriously at an individual who has a 2-year gap on their resume? Well, we said let's make it risk-free. Let's put them on our payroll. Let's take away all those onboarding costs that employers have. Let's make it simple and easy for them. We provide up to an 8 weeks of subsidy. The first 4 weeks is 100% subsidized, and it's at the wage that a person would be hired at if they walked in the door off the street. So if they said they were going to pay them $12 an hour, $20 an hour, $50,000 a year, whatever the salary is for that particular job, we would pay 100% for the first 4 weeks. And the second 4 weeks, we want a commitment from the employer, and the average has been around 40 to 50% from the employer for the second 4 weeks. We told the employers you can walk away at any point. If the individual is not working out, if there are any issues, you let us know, and we would actually do the separation for you if the individual has not worked out. We're happy to say we've never had to have that conversation because everyone has worked out, and the employers have been very, very happy with what we've done. Half of the employers that are participating in this program did not ask for the subsidy at all. So only 50% of them actually said, yes, we want to put the person on the workplace payroll and take advantage of the subsidy. The other 50% said, we don't need it. We interviewed the person has the right skills, we feel they're a good fit, we're just going to hire them outright. So I think that was one of our aha moments or learning moments that we said, wow, you know, if you do give the employer what they need, they're going to take it and run with it. The job place, the components of the program. We had to gather data. That was the first thing that we wanted to do, especially in terms of raising funds. We had to look at all the issues around individuals that are long-term unemployed. We know that their skills began to decline. We know that the workers were losing self-confidence, and as that chart that Joe showed you, they began to experience financial troubles, had a lot of motivational issues, and a lot of them needed some, maybe some additional credentialing, which was limited, but especially in the IT area, there were some that although we weren't focusing on occupational skills training, we had some other funds out of our Workforce Investment Act that provided that if they needed that to meet the employer's needs. And again, that was all based on what the employer told us. In order to hire this person, we might need them to take another class, which we provided for. Raising funds. We had to go out and again find sponsors who are friends of the workplace and friends of all of us that we can go out and ask for the funds to help support this program. We began to define the participants. We created marketing materials to get the word out, and we began to identify our partners and vendors. And we set up some training to help staff to understand we don't need to case manage these individuals, so to speak, because we do a lot of that in our business. We case manage people. We wanted to train staff to coach people, and which is a very different word. Case management means one thing, and coaching is completely different. And that's something that's very unique, I think, that we tried to do in this program, which is very different than our traditional approach to helping people get back to work. And that coaching and helping people to see the possibilities of their future, I think was an invaluable piece. And because again it was a demonstration project to show that these, or to show or not to show, since it is an evaluation piece, that these components were effective, we wanted to make sure there was an evaluative piece in there. So raising funds. We identified foundations, corporations, individuals. We utilized our Blue-Green Research Institute to generate a lot of research on targets. We wanted to make sure that we were touching people that we didn't even know. So we wanted to reach out and get lists of people that were high net worth people, foundations that we had not even thought of, family foundations, corporations. So the Blue Green Research Institute actually generated a list for us of all these individuals, and we started knocking on doors, calling, sending solicitation letters, and it proved to be quite effective in getting contributors that had not contributed to us in the past and who were very, very interested. So now that they have contributed, regardless of the amount, they are part of our investor group, and it opens the door for us to continue to use it as a source of resources. Engaging our partners. We wanted to make sure we had the right ingredients. The training, like I said, was around the job readiness and kind of coaching individuals. So we wanted to get away from the case management piece of it, and we wanted to set out to make sure it was comprehensive. And that's why we reached out to Career Team, and you're going to hear from its CEO very shortly, and he can kind of tell you a little the approach that they took when they got the call from us, is that we need your help and we need you to develop a program that's going to get people revitalized, re-engaged in their life and in their job search. Our mental health and emotional support piece, this is something that we typically don't deal with in the workforce development system, because that hasn't generally been, we haven't considered it to be our job. A person comes in, they fill out their forms, they go to training, and they're supposed to go to a job. We all know in our own lives that we have to make sure that we have the right mindset in order for us to be prepared to compete, especially in a market like we have now. So that's a component that I think is very unique, that we have a person, a licensed individual that can actually help individuals work through issues that might get in the way of them being able to seek employment and actually close the deal in that interview. Because we have a lot of people who actually said, yeah, I get the interviews, but I can't get the job. So there's something there, and we wanted to get to the root of that. And working with our mental health providers, we were able to get to the bottom of some of that. Our employers, we reached out. We looked in newspapers. We knocked on doors. We made cold calls. We did a lot of things to engage employers. That's good old-fashioned grassroots job development and job placement. And our evaluation piece, which you're going to hear from our evaluators very shortly. So who are the employers? Well, we looked at a variety of employers, not-for-profit, for-profit, any employer who was willing to listen. And a lot of them were very strong corporate citizens who understood the plight of the long-term unemployed and were willing to give them a chance, because that's the one thing we asked for, was that they gave them a hand up as opposed to a handout. We wanted them to just give them the opportunity and then let them show who they are and that they can do the job. We were very clear with the employers that we're going to send them someone who was qualified, so they knew that the person has met all the qualifications regarding education, previous experience, as well as being able to get to the job and the like. So we were very clear that we wanted to make sure that these individuals met all of their needs. So we then had to place them in the job. We have the employers ready. We have all the candidates who've been prepared. So we had to place them in the job. And if anyone out there is doing job placement, you know, it did take a village. It took all of us to again, look in our Rolodex and just kind of call people and, again, ask. And everyone on the team played a role, and we spent hours on each person. I think we knew all 100 individuals intimately. And, again, you know, that was a good thing that we were able to do that, and it was also a good thing that we had the small numbers that we had so that we were able to do that. And it worked out well, because, you know, what it has done is it has placed all these individuals in our family, and they call us now, even though they are employed, again, to thank us for actually taking the time and fulfilling on our promise when they stepped foot in the first orientation, and our commitment to help them to get back on their feet. So it's been a very good ride, and we are excited that you are interested in some of the aspects of what we're doing.
Great.